Welcome back, folks. Our next guest is Dr. Emily Hartman, a leading national health and ecology expert. Here with me to discuss the dire combination of the smoking crisis and the failing power grid in Texas, and how this is creating a serious pollution hazard. Dr. Hartman, welcome to the show.
My pleasure, Royal.
Dr. Hartman, we've been hearing a lot about the severe issues facing Texas, from the power grid failures to the rampant smoking crisis. Can you explain how these problems are combining to create an environmental and health disaster?
Well, the situation in Texas is unique and particularly troubling. The failing power grid has forced many people to rely on alternative sources of power, including diesel generators, which contribute to air pollution. Coupled with this is the skyrocketing rate of smoking in the state. With nearly 90% of the population smoking, the amount of tobacco smoke in the air is staggering.
What specific health hazards are Texans facing because of this pollution?
The combination of tobacco smoke and emissions from alternative power sources has led to increased levels of particulate matter and toxic substances in the air. This is causing a rise in respiratory illnesses, heart disease, and cancer rates. Children and the elderly are particularly vulnerable. The situation is exacerbated by the fact that many homes are poorly ventilated due to the failing infrastructure, trapping these harmful pollutants indoors.
How is the local ecosystem being affected by all this pollution?
Significantly, I'm afraid. We've observed yellowing of tree leaves and stunted plant growth due to the high levels of nicotine and other toxic chemicals in the air. Wildlife is also affected. Animals are suffering from respiratory issues and reduced reproductive rates. The heavy clouds of cigarette smoke wafting out of open windows are creating localized pollution hotspots, further stressing the environment.
Could these issues spread to other states if not controlled?
Absolutely. Pollution doesn't respect state boundaries. The toxic air from Texas can easily be carried by wind currents to neighboring states, affecting their air quality and health standards. If the smoking crisis and failing power grid in Texas aren't addressed, we could see a ripple effect that impacts much of the surrounding region.
Why aren't the authorities taking action against smoking, given these severe consequences?
One of the reasons is taxation. Cigarettes are heavily taxed, and these taxes provide significant revenue for the government. There's a reluctance to curtail smoking because it would reduce this revenue stream. Additionally, there's a lack of political will to tackle such a pervasive issue, especially when there are so many other problems demanding attention.
Are there any other effects of widespread smoking on the environment that we should be aware of?
Beyond the immediate health and pollution concerns, widespread smoking is altering the natural landscape. We're seeing an increase in smoking-related fires, which are devastating for both human settlements and natural habitats. The accumulation of cigarette butts, which are non-biodegradable, is also contaminating soil and water sources, further degrading the environment.
Can these trends be reversed?
Yes, but it will require a concerted effort from both the government and the public. Strict regulations on smoking, investment in renewable energy to stabilize the power grid, and comprehensive public health campaigns are essential. Without these measures, the situation will only worsen.
Thank you, Dr. Hartman, for shedding light on this critical issue. It's clear that immediate action is needed to address the smoking crisis and failing power grid in Texas. Let's hope that this conversation can spark some much-needed change. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.